It is certainly a new year. I mean, I'm uploading this before January, but this is a January-themed video, so I'm legally obligated to wish everyone a new year. I can't say it's happy, though. The horrors persist, but we must too. Last month, we had a lot of meta changes, and unfortunately, we have more this month. We aren't getting a giant influx of cards, but we're getting some real heavy hitters. Almost every single tier list has changes. I make multiple tier lists that focus on exams, so I'm not looking at big numbers, but spells in relations to stats and stuff like that. This is how I rank cards, and keep in mind some of these rankings are rarity specific because Magic 3 is a whole thing. S-rank cards are mono-element cards with advantages that are ready to go right off the bat. A-rank cards have the potential to be mono-element units, but you need to build them a little first. B-rank cards have one element advantage over the enemy, but for their other spell, it's either the same spell as the enemy or void. There's no disadvantage. C-rank cards are one of the following. Same as enemy/void, enemy, void, or advantage-disadvantage but spell 3 is viable. D-rank cards have one element disadvantage as a default and then either the same element as enemies or void, but their spell 3 is viable, so these cards can be built to do exams, but they're gonna need work. F-rank cards have advantage/disadvantage, and there's no spell 3 to make them more viable. X-rank cards have the same spell type as the enemy and then a disadvantage. These are cards I really don't recommend bringing into exams under any circumstance, but they may be your only option if you're just starting out, so I figured I'd include them, although I don't think you should bring them into the battle. And then if you see a dash, that straight up means just don't. I don't include D through X ranking cards in my tier lists, but I do talk about rankings in my card analysis segments, so I want you to know what D through X are. So let's start off with what's staying the same. Top HP units for water exams, top HP in SRs, top attack in SRs, top HP in Rs, and top attack in rares. Everything else has changed, and not just a little. Some of these have fairly drastic changes. For the top HP units for floor exams, New Year's Rook swoops in and steals the number 1 spot, knocking everyone else down a rank. For attack, New Year's Trey comes into the list in number 5, so not as drastic as the HP. For top HP for fire exams, New Year's Rook once again takes the top spot, and for attack, New Year's Trey again takes the number 5 spot. He also does the exact same thing for the top attack units for water exams tier list. As I'm sure you're all guessing right now, New Year's Rook has the highest HP amount of any unit in the game as of right now, and he takes that coveted number 1 slot away from Club Lilia. New Year's Trey, who's been rank 5 this whole time basically, is not actually the 5th strongest SSR in the game. He still slides into the tier list, but he's at rank 7, so it's not as drastic as a change as Rook's been causing. So I'm actually recording this before the schedule actually drops because I just want to be done with this, to be honest. So I'm not going to be super specific, but this month we have Bloom Birthday Lilia and Malleus, the new New Year's event, and for the anniversary, Ceremonial Ropes Grim. Lilia is an SSR attack unit. His max HP is 9,981, and his max attack is 6,976. His HP is on par with the all cards average, but his attack is above average for all cards and then just SSRs, so honestly, not that bad. His spell 1 is Flame Blast, his spell 2 is Leash Shot 2 and later Force Strike 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a B for floor exams, D for fire, and C for water. For skills, he's got Damage Boost and Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a tiny damage boost to allies for 1 turn. At level 5, it's minor, and at level 10, it maxes out at modest. On spell 3, he starts off with a tiny power drain on foes for 1 turn. It grows the exact same as his damage boost, going from a tiny to minor to modest. His duo magic partner is Jamil with a modest HP boost. His other buddies are Trey with a minor power boost, and Floyd who gives him a minor HP boost. Alright, so let's talk about building, starting with the basics. In order to groovy Lilia, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thou marks, but it will cost 5 back candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfume, so the more copies you pull, you'll be using 3 less perfume. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 Thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in red items, spell 2 needs green, and spell 3 will need gray items. In total, it costs 954,000 Thou marks. So let's chat about alternatives to this Lilia. My suggestions are Birthday Jacket Azul, Birthday Boy Idia, Beans Camo Vil, and Silk Adorn Trey. This Lilia is alright. I'm not personally super impressed with him, but it's because of the lackluster skills and he just doesn't fit any niches that would make me interested. I don't think he's bad by any means, but I'd only pull for him because I like him, you know. Also, while recording this, I don't know, just thinking about it, he doesn't make it into any of the tier lists, and it's just like, yeah, you know, some of his stats being above average are fantastic, but frankly, I don't know if just one stat being, like, above average really is, how do I say this? I don't know if it really makes up for the fact that his skills are not as powerful as they could be. Like, one, yeah, they're basic. But two, like, starting off from tiny, and then it's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's a fair, like, trade-off, I guess, for one stat to be a lot higher, but then, you know, his skills are basic, which normally I would be okay with that. But the fact that it's, like, tiny, minor, modest, I'm like, I don't know, I just don't feel like it's personally a fair trade-off, but that's just me personally. Ortho is an SR attack unit, his max HP is 7,836, and his max attack is 5,778. Ortho's stats are something. His attack is above both the SR and all cards averages, which is good, but his HP is super low. And normally that's how it goes with this. If one stat is high, the other is lower. But Ortho's HP is really below the HP averages. It's right at the average for our cards, and again, while one stat being lower than the other isn't uncommon, it being this low definitely isn't really common, and it's a little oof to me personally. His spell 1 is Force Strike, and his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2. Let's talk viability in exams. I'd give this card a B for floor exams, X for fire, and F for water. For skills, he's got Power Boost twice, and that's it. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and that's as high as it goes. Over on spell 2, you need to get him to level 5 to get his second Power Boost. On level 5, it's a minor one for 1 turn, and it doesn't grow at all. His buddies are Trey with a modest power boost and Floyd who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Ortho, you'll need to get him to power level 30 and vignette level 2. Grooving will cost 3 soul candy. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume. I don't remember if you can purchase extra copies in the event shop. I know you can only buy one special, like, redeem key for one of these. So I'm gonna assume you can't get extra copies, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I didn't think to, note that when I was making my notes last year. Earlier this year. Time does not exist to me. Anyways, I'm not sure. I do know if you don't want to play the gacha, like, if you don't really want Trey, but you want Ortho and you're wanting to save gems, you can play the event to get him, or Jade, but I don't think you can get extra copies that way. But again, I'm not 100% sure, but... Okay, anyway, moving on to spells. Each one needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in green items, and spell 2 needs red. In total, it'll cost 290,200 thou marks. Also, I don't really do a final thoughts for the SR cards, honestly. I mean, if you've watched my videos for a while, you know that I don't normally do that. I just reserve it for the SSR cards, because I feel like that's more... money is probably more at stake with those than the SRs, right? I'm gonna say it, I'm not really impressed with this Ortho card. I think he's cute, but not gonna lie, he feels very disappointing to me as an SR card, and I feel kind of bad for that, but, it needs to be said. It needs to be said. Trey is an SSR attack unit. His max HP is 8,632, and his max attack is 7,667. Trey's HP is below average when it comes to SSRs and all cards in general. However, his attack is above both of those averages. In fact, he's actually the 7th strongest card in game. So, yeah, the discrepancy was gonna happen anyways, but since he's that strong, it's gonna be way more pronounced. His spell 1 is Zero Ray, his spell 2 is Lee Shot 2 and later Force Strike 2, and his spell 3 is Fire Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for floor exams, C for fire, and B for water. For skills, he's got Power Boost twice and Damage Boost. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Boost to caster for 1 turn, at level 5 it's modest, and at level 10 it maxes out at major. On spell 3, he only gets that second skill on level 5, it's a minor power drain on foes for 1 turn, and at level 10 he gains an additional minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. His dual magic partner is Ortho with a modest HP boost, his other buddies are Jack with a minor power boost, and Azul who gives him a minor HP boost. To groovy Trey, you need to get him to power level 40 and vignette level 3. Grooving costs 5 clover candy. For uncapping, he'll need 0 to 12 SSR awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 3 perfume. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 318,000 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in gray items, spell 2 needs green, and spell 3 will need red. In total, it'll cost 954,000 thou marks to fully max them out. In case you don't get Trey or you're looking for Trey at home, My suggestions for alternatives are Birthday Boy Jack, Soomsitter Idia, Ceremonial Robes Azul, and Gallicator Ruggy as alternative units. Unfortunately, there's no dupes this time around. Trey's pretty solid. While his skills aren't really anything special, he's a very strong card, and I think that makes up for the lackluster skills. But then again, y'all know that I'm super biased when it comes to skills in the first place, but still, this Trey is hella strong. Jade is an SR balance unit. His max HP is 9,851, and his max attack is 4,738. Jade's stats are alright. While neither peak over the all cards averages, his HP is a bit higher than the SR average, and his attack is a bit below. The differences are noticeable, but it's not the most drastic thing on either one, so yeah. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, and his spell 2 is Water Shot 2. Now let's talk viability in exams. I wouldn't dare put him in floor exams, but he's an S for fire and C for water. Listen, the mono water thing is great for fire exams, but he is going to perish in floor exams. Just don't. Just don't. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. For skills, he's got damage cut twice. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a modest damage cut to foes for 1 turn, and that's it. Over on spell 2 at level 5, he gets a minor damage cut to foes for 1 turn. His buddies are Kate with a minor power boost, and Rook who gives him a modest HP boost. Jay needs to be at power level 30 and vignette level 2 before you can groovy him. It won't use any thou marks, but it will cost 3 dorsal fin candy. Remember to double check that you're getting the right one, because his and Floyd's, I'm gonna be so real with you, I cannot tell them apart. I cannot. I always get them confused, so make sure that you're buying the right ones. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR Awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume, so the more copies you'll pull, you'll be using 10 less perfume. Each spell individually needs 276 notepads, 253 textbooks, 31 grimoires, and 145,100 thou marks. But because he's a mono water unit, he only needs blue items and a lot of them. If you're gonna max out both, you'll really need 552 notepads, 506 textbooks, and 62 blue grimoires. In total, it'll cost 290,200 thou marks. Rook is an SSR defense unit. His max HP is 16,400 and his max attack is 4,289. Rook has phenomenal HP, being far above the SSR and all cards averages. He has the highest HP stat in the game, finally ending Clubwear Lilia's reign. And like I've touched on before in this video, because one is super high, the other is pretty low. His attack is far below the SSR and all cards averages. It's basically at the R card average for attack, which is not fantastic, but the HP, I feel like it's a fair trade-off this time. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2, and his spell 3 is Void Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for floor exams, B for fire, and D for water. For skills, he's got Resistance and Power Drain. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor resistance to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for 3 turns, and at level 10, it maxes out at modest for 3 turns. On spell 3, he starts off with a minor power drain on foe for 1 turn. At level 5, it's modest, and at level 10, it's major. His duo magic partner is Jade with a minor HP boost. His other buddies are Malleus with a minor HP boost, and Idia who gives him a modest power boost. So building. In order to groovy Rook, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and vignette level 3. Grooving will cost 5 Huntsman candy. He'll need 0 to 12 SSR Awakening perfumes to get fully uncapped. It depends on how many of him you pull. Each uncap costs 3 perfumes, so yeah, I can't really give you an exact number since gotcha and everything. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 thou marks. Spell 1 needs these in blue items, spell 2 needs red, and spell 3 will need gray items. In total, that's going to cost 954,000 thou marks. So what are some good alternative units to this Rook? My recommendations are Birthday Boy Ace, Birthday Jacket Lilia, Apprentice Chef Sebek, and School Uniform Vil. This Rook is going to be a great HP patter. His resistance is also going to be helpful, but that HP though, that's really his best attribute in my opinion. Also, this card is really pretty, but that's not a meta thing, so yeah, I'm not really factoring that in. I just like this card though. I really wanted it, but unfortunately I have not been able to get it on JP, and since Malleus is the new New Year's card for JP this year, I'm gonna have to skip Rook again, which the one time he decides not to come home to me. The one time. Malleus is an SSR attack unit. His max HP is 9,691, and his max attack is 7,171. His stats are okay. His HP is below average, but his attack is above, and honestly, by quite a bit. His spell 1 is Aqua Wave, his spell 2 is Fire Shot 2 and later Flame Blast 2, and his spell 3 is Leaf Shot 2. When it comes to exams, I'd give this card a C for floor exams, B for fire, and D for water. For skills, he's got evasion, damage boost, nullify blind, and damage cut. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor evasion to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, he gets a minor damage boost to caster for 1 turn. Neither skill grows. On spell 3, he starts off with a nullify blind to caster for 1 turn. At level 5, it's for allies for 1 turn. And at level 10, he gets a minor damage cut to foe for 1 turn. His dual magic partner is Ace with a minor power boost. His other buddies are Ortho with a modest HP boost, and Leona who gives him a minor HP boost. In order to groovy Malleus, you'll need to get him to power level 40 and Vignette level 3. Grooving doesn't use many Thou marks, but it'll cost 5 dragon candy. He'll need 0 to 12 SSR awakening perfumes for uncapping. Each uncap costs 3 perfume. Each spell needs 351 notepads, 253 textbooks, 111 grimoires, and 380,000 Thou marks. Spell 1 needs to be some blue items, Spell 2 red, and Spell 3 green. In total, it costs 954,000 Thou marks. So alternatives to this Malleus. My suggestions are Bloom Birthday Trey, Birthday Jacket Jack, that is kinda hard to say, Gallicator Silver, and Playful Attire Jade. Unsurprisingly, I have this Malleus, and I use him pretty often. I mean, I do have a shortage of fire-water units, at least that are, decent. So that's part of the reason why. But also, his skills are good. The evasion is super nice, but paired with Nullify Blind, decadence. It's just decadence. Grim is an SR balance unit. His max HP is 9,795, and his max attack is 4,764. His stats are pretty average, to be honest. They're fairly close to the SR averages, although his HP is just a little higher. His spell 1 is Water Shot, and his spell 2 is Lee Shot 2. Let's talk viability in exams. I'd give this card an X for floor exams, F for fire, and B for water. For skills, he's got Power Drain and debuff removal. On spell 1 at level 1, he has a minor Power Drain on foes for 1 turn. At level 5, it maxes out at modest. I have no idea why there's that gap, but there it is. Maybe I wrote it down wrong. Honestly, it could be either way. Over on spell 2, he starts off with a debuff removal for caster. On level 5, it's for allies, and that's it. His buddies are Leona and Vil, LOL, both with a minor HP boost and minor power boost. In order to groovy Grim, he needs to be at least power level 30 and Vignette level 2. Grooving doesn't use up any Thou marks, but it will cost 3 Paw Pad candy. I think they should have called it Toe Bean candy, but anyway. As for uncapping, he'll need 0 to 40 SR awakening perfumes. Each uncap costs 10 perfume. This month feels quiet, but also jam-packed. But again, I think it's just because really good cards, and a more involved New Year's event than usual, and of course the anniversary. I'll be doing an event guide for the New Year's event, so be sure to keep an eye out for it. I don't know what else I'm posting this month. All the other videos I've started and thought would be easier all clocking in with an insane word count, so I don't know what'll be done. So yeah, outside of this month, I don't know what's gonna get posted, but something will. And also we have good cards to look forward to, so yay! New cards! Thank you everyone for watching, and a very special thank you to my channel members and Twitch subs. Your support helps me to continue to make these videos. If you'd like early access to my videos, consider becoming a channel member. Patrons and Ko-fi members can get my scripts early before I record them. I livestream over on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Thanks again guys, and I'll see y'all later.